Hopefully this new cord is the one that's working. Is it recording on the screen? Record. Ah, there we go. Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Chad from the right line. Forgive my voice. Kind of battling, coming over a bit of a cold. But on today's video, I wanted to talk with you about P0456, that little bastard of a code.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
If you have owned a Jeep long enough, you know exactly what I'm talking about with that P0456 code. It's an emissions code that says that someplace along all of this vapor lines, you have a small leak, a very small leak, which makes it very hard to find. So the first thing that I did when I got this P0456 code was I replaced the gas cap. 180,000 miles, gas cap's never been replaced to my knowledge, so I went and replaced it. The second thing that I did, I got a smoker from Amazon, and after doing a visual inspection of all of these hard plastic lines going all the way back to the purge valve, I smoked everything. And I thought maybe I had solved this problem right away when I found that this rubber line here, the factory rubber line, had a small crack in it, and it was very, very loose. And I smoked it, and there was smoke coming out over here. So I replaced that line with some fuel vapor line, and I put some clamps on it, and lo and behold, it didn't really matter because the code came back anyway. So that wasn't the culprit. Next thing I did was a very, very thorough inspection. I pulled this plastic line out, did a very thorough inspection of it, all the way up to the purge valve. There's also a small intermediate piece in here that I checked, smoked it from here to there. No leaks whatsoever. I could not figure out where it was. And then I smoked it from here down across the head, down the back of the block, and all the way over to the gas tank. Still no leaks anywhere. So the next thing I did was replaced the purge valve. Really wasn't all that expensive, but I replaced it anyway. There's the part number from Napa. And guess what? The leak still didn't go away. These leaks are apparently hugely common on the JKs, and I wanted to point out to you where a couple of the places are. I've already pointed out a couple. If you haven't found a break in any of those plastic lines and replacing that didn't solve your problem, and replacing the gas cap didn't solve your problem, the other common place is the leak detection pump. This is on the top of the charcoal canister, and it has a little O-ring that attaches it to the canister, and this is another very common failure point in the Jeep. There's the part number from Napa. Just replaced this the other night, and you can continuity test the pump. Basically, you blow in this section, and if it's good, you get continuity in the electrical switch, or you apply suction there, and if you get continuity, the switch is good, which this did pass that continuity test, but that O-ring looked kind of sketchy, so I replaced it anyway. Another really common place for you to find an evaporative leak is right there at that hard line right there, and there's a little connection to the top of the tank. Apparently, you know, they tie down this hard line here to the filler deck to keep that stress and strain off of this, but this is apparently a really common place for that to fracture. And then when it does fracture, of course, it'll cause a P0456 code right up there, right there. That's where that leak detection pump lives, right there on the top or on the side of the charcoal canister. It's really easy to replace. There's one electrical connection on the other side. There's one little tab that you depress, and then it turns a quarter turn counterclockwise, and then you pull it out. And then just replace it with a new O-ring. I put a little bit of silicone grease on it and got it back on. So did I solve the problem? Well, I sure hope so, because trying to fix these things, these emissions leaks, sucks. So, gas cap, purge valve, leak detection pump, visually inspect all the lines for any breaks, and that nipple on the top of the gas tank. Fingers crossed. I did all of that. I reset the code. It's now Sunday. That was Friday night when I replaced that leak detection pump. I've driven the Jeep around all day Saturday, and so far so good. I know it takes a bunch of start-stop cycles to be able to, for the pump to be able to build enough pressure vacuum, and then the PCM rather, to check for leaks. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed, you know. Don't get me wrong, I love my Jeep. I hate having to repair these vacuum lines. Anyways, if you found any of this useful and you have a P0456 code and any part of this helps you solve that problem, I'm happy. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.